Okay, it's time for another Family Guy video. My first Family Guy video, which is not the one from season 19, but the one I did for season 1, the first one, which is season 1, episode 4, now has 10 views. While my SpongeBob video, my first one in general, has 134 views. Thank you for the support. I also have 58 subscribers. It really helps me out. Anywho, let's get into the video. Plays. Plays are very entertaining. If you make it, plays are fun to watch. Yes, they are fun to watch indeed. There are all sorts of different types of plays. Plays have been around for hundreds of years. They've been around for a long time. Yes, sirree, they've been around for hundreds of years. But anywho, I should probably also mention that I was once in a play too. However, I got screwed over by my music teacher, and I was stuck singing instead of being in an actual play. Even though the teacher knew I wanted to be in a play. And the way she responded, well, she responded by saying that sometimes life is not fair. So basically, yeah, the way she responded was so disrespectful. But anywho, enough about that. How is this episode? This is, by the way, season 2, episode 7. It's on the same disc as the current episode I reviewed, which was season 2, episode 1. Well, let's talk about it then. Basically, it starts off with the news. Then the Griffins are watching the news. And, but they're starting off, like watching the news, while Lois is, I think she's cleaning the house up. And, they talk about a fish dying, I guess. Which is weird, because you don't usually hear the news talking about a fish dying, but I felt like it was kind of entertaining to see that. But then they talk about how this original play owner passed away, and here's the confusing part. Somehow, Diane Simmons and Tom Tucker knew Lois's number because they call her to ask if she wants to audition for the play. So I don't know how they knew her number. I mean, maybe they're close friends. I don't know, but somehow they knew her number. I don't get it. It's kind of creepy, honestly. But anywho, she auditions for the play. Meanwhile, Peter is trying to find his creative side. He wants to be creative, but he doesn't know how. He doesn't know what his talents are. I mean, he tries many things. At first, though, he goes to the toy factory where he originally worked before he worked at a brewery. And this is actually, I think, the first episode of Family Guy I'm reviewing that has Mr. Weed in it. So, yeah. Mr. Weed's only there for one scene, and he's in the audience, which I'll be getting to that later if I can remember. because I do a lot of editing on my videos. But I'll try to show off the audience because it's pretty interesting. But yes, basically, he ends up becoming the producer and stuff. Also, I gotta say, Brian is in this episode too, because Brian, is Brian. He's actually kind of creepy in this episode, Later down the road, you'll see him hitting on Lois more, but here it's very rare. But he's hitting on Lois, and it's kind of creepy the way he does it, and I don't really like it, honestly. I don't like it at all. I don't like the way, the way they wrote his character. It's very creepy. But I mean, he is kind of creepy in this episode, and it does feel he's a bit uncomfortable to listen to. However, I figured, I would bring that up because, he's not, there's an episode where Brian's in love with Lois, but it's not creepy there. However, it's very creepy here. Later down the road, Brian will be hitting on Lois more often and stuff, but here early on, it's very rare to see that, so yeah. It's creepy, it really is, and I don't like it, but it's what it is, I guess. But basically, they start having their play. But yeah, basically though, at they start the play, and I gotta say, Lois doesn't actually believe in Peter that he is very creative, so she assigns him to be the producer of the play. And he slowly takes over her play, and eventually completely takes over it. Now, I should feel bad for Lois. As I mentioned, I was screwed over in a Peanuts play back in 5th grade. However, Lois kind of had it going for herself, because she didn't believe in Peter and all that, and it doesn't make it right for Peter to steal the play either. But yes, Peter ends up stealing the play, and I gotta say, it's kind of entertaining. It is a little, the play is entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, it's entertaining. It's entertaining. However, I gotta say, it kind of hurts the episode when you see him stealing her play. Again, it's not the worst thing Peter has ever done. There's way worse things coming down the road. They're awful. I may not get to some of the episodes, but some of them of the choices he does are really bad. Here, they're not as bad. But yes. He takes over the play. But basically, yeah, Peter takes over the play, and he ends up getting Diane Simmons, a news reporter, to join the play. Basically, she's starring as Anna, which was supposed to be Moretta's role. So yeah, there's some problems with this episode. However, the film that Diane said she was starred in was pretty funny. I gotta say that clown flipping a pancake in a pan, that was so funny and random. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed a little bit watching this episode, mainly the cutaway gags. They're funny. However, cutaway gags don't mean everything, though. Cutaway gags are just part of Family Guy. However, when they get dull later down the road, there are something, but they're not the main part of the episode. So they don't really hurt the episode too well. It's usually the tone that hurts it. So yeah, we got Peter stealing Lois's play and all that, and Lois not believing in Peter. It's kind of sad, but it's not like it's that bad. Like, I mean, again, like I said, Peter wants to be creative, and Lois won't give him a chance, and she kind of did this to herself. But yeah, I gotta say though, it is an interesting episode. I think I should talk about the play now. But yeah, the play itself, like I said, is entertaining. It is entertaining a little bit. I mean, it's kind of just random stuff. But that's kind of the point of the episode. Lois is kind of talking about how you can't just put random stuff and they're going to call it art or whatever. I don't know. But you can see that scene there. Peter's got his glasses off. It's pretty cool looking. But yeah, basically they have a fight, and I guess they cut to they have a big fight, and Lois makes him a crappy breakfast, just random crap on a bread or something. It's kind of disrespectful. I get that Lois is upset and all that, but I don't know. I'm kind of figuring out who is. Like, Peter and Lois both are kind of in the wrong in this episode. I mean, Peter's stealing Lois's play. Lois is treating Peter like crap. It's kind of them both. And I said Brian's not any better. Brian's kind of out of character here, too. I mean, the way he hits on Lois and stuff, like I said, I'm kind of repeating myself, but I mean, I'm bringing that up because I brought Peter and Lois up, so yeah. But yeah, the play is okay. It's not like super entertaining, but it's okay. It's not the most. I mean, I like how Peter dresses up like as a evil cyborg, like, and Brian's like wearing this evil lord cape. It's kind of random, but it's kind of funny. I figured I should talk about some of the cutaway gags, because I brought that up and forgot to mention this. There's one cutaway gag where there's a couple where Albert Einstein, uses, like, well, he shoves their, like, people's head, like, he shoves this random person's head in a window and smacks the window on his neck. Sorry, it's funny. It really is. It's very funny. And then he does it again with God with the oven. It's pretty funny. I don't know how he got into heaven when he murdered someone, but I guess he got into heaven and did that to God too. It's pretty funny though. It really is. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's definitely pretty funny. Now, I think I'm about done here. I'm gonna mention one last thing. I'm probably gonna let this go, and that is the audience. Before I show the audience stuff, I'm gonna show that angle of Quagmire's head. Yeah, the angles in the earlier seasons, I didn't mention this before, but they're kind of off a bit. Like, look at Quagmire's head. It's like stretched out and all that. It's okay. It just, the earlier models kind of look a little funny compared to like season 4 and on. I think like midway in season 3 is when their models kind of match, because sometimes Quagmire's head will be like this, stretched out like this, and sometimes it won't. Now I know Loretta's in this episode, but I don't think I remember seeing Cleveland in this episode, which is odd. I could be wrong. He may be in this episode. I don't know. I don't remember seeing him though. But yeah. Anywho, enough about talking about the weird models of the older seasons. It's time I show off the last part that I want to mention, which is the audience. Okay, this is why I want to bring up the audience here. You see there by Meg? That's William Shatner. The reason why I bring this up is because one of my previous Family Guy videos, which you should check it out, it's a season 1 episode 2, William Shatner died. He died. But he's right there. He's right there alive, which it's just weird. But yeah, he's right there alive, and that's just really weird though. But William Shatner by Meg is still alive, and I think that's funny. But you can see a lot of characters like. I may bring this up in the future, maybe for Family Guy Easter eggs. Maybe I can start doing Easter eggs or something too. But it's really cool. It's really cool how you can it's like an Easter egg. These are like Easter eggs. You can see a lot of the characters that were in the previous first season and all that. However, I think it's probably about time there's one more thing I want to mention. I know I'm talking a lot in this episode, but there's a lot to talk about here compared to the other ones. Lois also has a purple nightgown and not a pink one. I'm not sure if it was like that in episode 2 or not of season 1 that I reviewed. I don't remember seeing she had a purple gown or not, but she has a purple gown here when they're in bed, which is really funny. But yeah, that's really interesting because later down the road she's got a pink gown on, but there she's got a different. It's kind of interesting. However, I think it's time I give this episode a grade, determining. So what am I gonna give it? A good, a bad, or a meh? Well, here's the thing. It's got really good cutaway gags. But like I said, cutaway gags don't mean anything. Even though later down the road the cutaway gags are pretty shitty and garbage. I'm talking one of the cutaway gags I'm talking about is the Mr. I can't remember his name. It's just like a cutaway gag of a live action guy singing. Oh wait, Conway Twitty. Conway Twitty, that's his name. That cutaway gag is so stupid and it just cuts away from the episode. It's so stupid. But like I said, the cutaway gags are not the main part of the episode. I gotta say, I think I'm gonna give this episode a meh rating. That's right. This is officially the first Family Guy episode that I'm reviewing in general that's getting a meh. I had one that was a bad. That was the first one I did before I started my SpongeBob videos a few months back. The reason why this one's getting a meh rating is because the characters, well, I like the story. It's a good story. However, Brian's kind of creepy, and the way he hits on Lois and all that. And Lois and Peter are kind of jerks to each other, and but I think the play was very entertaining, and I did have some laughs. So I gotta give it a meh. Now, when it comes to meh, I gotta give it a grade. I gotta give it a score too. A score. I think I'm gonna give it a 67 points. 67 points. That's right. It's getting 67 points due to it being a meh. It's definitely a fine episode. I just think it's kind of forgettable. When I think of season 2 episodes, I never think about this episode. I just recently remembered it. I actually don't think about this episode. I kind of forget it's even a thing because it's kind of all over the place. It's not really boring. It's more kind of creepy-ish and frustrating, with Brian being creepy and Peter and Lois's shenanigans. It's kind of frustrating and creepy. But I think it's gonna get a meh and a 67 points. Anywho, that's my review on this episode. Please subscribe for more Family Guy videos. I really would appreciate it. I have 58 subscribers, which is good. But I could use more. I mean, I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm just, I want to be able to do certain stuff on YouTube, but I have to have certain subscribers. Anywho, this is Dash L Rose. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.